Nopenguin alert, this is not a drill. This is not a drill. Hey, Nopenguin here, and it finally happened. Konami remembered penguins exist, and holy shit, the card we got was amazing. I've been in a funk, and the studio may have noticed I haven't made a video in 10 months. I just felt uninspired. More of that at the end of the video. But this card opens endless new opportunities. Introducing First Penguin. First is a level 1 water winged beast monster with 100 stats. If I do not control a face-up monster, special it from hand for free, then once on the field, I can discard a card, reveal a water synchro from the extra, and add a water monster with the same type, but 1 level lower. It waterlocks the extra, but that's really not an issue for us. This effect is insane. I plan to make a follow-up video on all the things it can do outside of penguins, but within penguins, you can discard a card, reveal Brave, add either Gep or Squire, all without using your normal summon, so then you could use it as tribute fodder. This raises the consistency of the deck to insane new heights. And since it's a winged beast, it can be used as a small world bridge, which is honestly really cool. I am so over the moon with this card. Again, expect a full follow-up video on it, but with that said, let's get into the deck profile. This is the deck profile to introduce First Penguin. And here is the list. Yes, this is it. This is our new penguin list and the first deck of 2025, which I'm so sorry about that, but expect a lot more decks coming in the near future. I've already introduced you to our little friend here, so without further ado, let's just get into the card by card. First off, of course, 3 of our newest golden child, First Penguin. I expect to be playing this card at 3 in basically all of my penguin decks, so the Penguin 13 has now officially become the Penguin 16. So this will basically be the lineup for most of my deck profiles, so we're gonna have triple First, triple Gep, triple Squire, 1 Nightmare, 1 me, 2 Polar, 1 Ninja, 1 Soldier, and a Puny Penguin. And introducing to the list, thanks to First Penguin, triple Abyss Shark and a Crystal Shark. These are the first of many new cards we can add to our Penguin strategy because of First's ability to just search out so many water monsters. Now these cards help us with our Synchro and Xyz plays, which we'll get into in just a moment, but for starters, triple Abyss Shark can be treated as a level 3 or 4 for the Xyz of a number monster. If I control a water monster, I can special summon from hand and then add a fish from my deck to my hand. Water locks me for the turn, but this deck completely does not care about that. It's a level 5 non-tuner, which works really well because we can use it with either a 3 to go into a level 8 or a 5 to go into one of our level 10 synchros. And when I summon it, it goes ahead and searches does Crystal Shark, which is another card that lets it special summon itself from hand for free, has the same effect to be able to be used as a 3 or 4 for a number Xyz monster. It can also special summon itself from the graveyard, which is really handy, but when I summon it, it does Xyz lock us for the rest of that turn. So typically I want to use this shark at the end of our plays. Also as a search target and a mainstay in penguins, Fishborg Harpooner. As you all know, this is just another way for us to special summon Gep from hand, just make sure that a lot of our cards don't become dead cards, and if we do draw into our soft garnet, it at least gives us a way to special summon these out and start with some basic link or synchro play. So this is just a good card overall, but before that we have 1 Crowned by the World Chalice for the Ib plays. Triple Small World, triple Royal Penguin Gardens, 1 Pot of Prosperity. Consistency really is the bread and butter of this deck right now. And to help us with our plays, we are playing the 1 Called By, the 1 Tactics. We have the World Legacy Succession for the Ib plays as well, and then our non-engine, pretty small, we just have triple Ash and triple Mulch Army. On to the extra deck. Starting with the links, we have our normal Coral Anemone and Zealantis. New to the deck is a substantial Xyz package, starting with number 4, Stealth Kragan. This is our go-to thing to summon off of the sharks, because this is essentially a pop on your opponent's turn, as well as a pseudo floodgate effect where it turns everything into water types, which for most decks really doesn't matter, but against the right deck that could do some actual damage. Next we have 101 and C101 for the sake of our Nash Knight, and the CXC is Nash. For those of you who don't know, Nash Knight, 2 level 5 monsters. I could use the sharks for this purpose, or even a spare Penguin Squire if I so have it. And I can detach 2 materials, attach a 101 from my extra deck, and then suck a card on the opponent's side of the field. Then from there, I can rank up into the CXC's version, use its effect, which will let me then rank up into C101, and C101 allows me to suck yet another card. This little package here is for if we're going second or building into an established board. This allows us to clear things out, get little targets by only really using the little package of sharks that we have here. And all in all, it's just a really strong little package, and we had the extra deck space. Onto our synchros, we have Ib for, of course, our Ib plays, and new to the lineup, we have White Aura Porpoise. Not only is this a little bit of a combo thing, because if we summon this with Harpooner in the graveyard, we can bring back Harpooner, it's a tuner, this is a non-tuner, we can get into our level 10 synchros, really cool. But also, this is the reveal target we're going to use off first Penguin to get into our Abyss Shark and our Crystal Shark. So this has dual purposes as both a enabler for the first Penguin, as well as just combo extension. Then the rest you know all well, we have the Brave, White Aura Whale, Dragai, Crocosaurus, Gamir, and the Chinying. All in all, I am really happy with how this deck has turned out. We'll go into a bit more specifics after the replays, but let me just reiterate, this is a basic baseline version of the deck. A lot more of the more explosive things I have in mind will come with a bit more of those hybrid decks that I have lined up for us, but for now we are just wanting to get a baseline deck to start off 2025 right. In October. God, I'm a bad YouTuber. But with that, let's get into the replays. Our first replay is up against Branded. Now, I get to go first, thankfully, and my hand is pretty nutty. Now, I'm going to use First the Penguin here to actually go into our Shark package because we have the Gep and Squire already in hand. I'm going to summon a Abyss Shark in now because if something happens to my First of the Penguins, I want to be able to have something on the field to go off from there. Now, we're just going to do the regular Penguin combo from here, special summon out a Squire, flip out Puny, go ahead and send the Puny him for the Ib. You know, typical plays, we've seen these before, but it's such a powerful amount of advantage here. Bring back Gep, go into Dragai. Just this here, we'll go ahead and grab our Ib from the deck. Then we'll go ahead and actually grab Nightmare Penguin. Now, this is important because we want to be able to have that in the graveyard for Coral Anemone, because this is going to be our level 4 bit for the number 4. Now, I could have continued here with my World Lake Succession, but at the moment, I didn't really have another level 3 tuner in deck because I opened with the Polar Penguin, unfortunately. So for now, I'm just leaving in hand for follow-up. Now, they're just going to go do a whole bunch of shit in the draw phase. I'm going to let it happen. From here, they're going to go ahead and try to use Branded Loss. I don't want that protection. I want to be able to negate their Branded Fusion with my Dragai. So I'm trying to stop whatever I can to accommodate that. Unfortunately, they got the ability to go ahead and send this son of a bitch to the graveyard, which is going to shovel my Dragai before they can go for Branded Fusion, allowing them to get off their plays. Now they're going to be able to pop off here, go into Rebellion, go and special summon back, get out Mirror Jade, and they're going to attack, and actually crash into Gamir, which is a little crazy. They did leave up the Coral, which is a big problem for anyone who knows this deck. From here, they're just going to do all their endgame shenanigans, but I'm honestly not too scared of that, because I'm just going to let them go into a fusion, which, that's fine. This is going to allow them to negate 3 things. So I'm just going to go ahead and activate a Glimmer, get rid of one of them. Harpooner going to get negated again, but it's not going to destroy it, so I'm really just soaking up and using up all of these negates. Now, from here, I can go into Coral Anemone. They can't really stop anymore. This is just going to chain block everything that happens, but from here, I'm just going to go into Z Alliances, completely wipe their board, and there's really nothing that they can do about it with the board that they've built. I'm going to go ahead and look through the deck. They're going to try to negate. It's not going to work. And they're actually going to concede because I think they see what's going to happen. From here, I was just going to search out an extender, normal summon the Penguin Soldier, or special summon out something, and then just go into the Atlantis, wipe their entire board, and they literally just have a Cartesia to work off of, which is not good. And that is the first duel and our first look at First Penguin and how it can work in the deck. Our next replay is up against Archmage, and right off the bat, I don't really know the deck well enough to properly play against it. I am going to be able to go first, luckily, and again, I have a pretty good hand, so I'm going to be able to go off a little bit here. Now, because I didn't have access to both Flyer and Gep, I'm not going to be able to go into the Shark package this game, so it's going to be a more traditional first turn setup. Again, using the Ib combo. Ib combo is so much advantage, it can't really go wrong with going into it. We are going to go ahead and, instead of going into anything else, I decided to actually go into Penguin Brave, just because, why not? I had no Penguin in rotation, and this may actually turn out to be a bit of a mistake. I'll explain why in a bit. We're going to go Coral Anemone. Coral Anemone is going to go ahead and bring back the Gep. And from here, I'm in a situation where I just have not enough space to do the things I kind of want to do. So from here, I'm going to actually just go into Porpoise, bring out Gamir, and special summon out a first, just in case it survives pass it the next turn, give me a little bit of search advantage, that sort of thing. They're going to go, I'm going to shotgun this, protecting my monsters and stopping them from getting the search off that activation. They try to go into their canine cards, and I say no to that. Thinking I'm feeling safe, and I kind of let them build up their board a little bit too much too fast, because from here, this is going to let them special summon out their third type of monster, which, lo and behold, activates this card, which lets them completely negate my field. And if I had known that, I would have activated the effect of Brave sooner to bounce it to the hand, but what can you do? So they're going to go ahead and bop off here. They're going to use change. She's going to go ahead and grab themselves another one, special summon myself back from the hand, grab from the graveyard, and they're just going to return that to the attack position to allow their 400 attack monster to attack over, which is super unfortunate. Now they're going to beat me down, not enough for a game here, but it's still enough to do a lot. And at this point, I am looking for literally anything off the top. This feels pretty good. I can special summon it, chain bulk with my Nopenguin, but this is a once per turn effect. I didn't realize that that was a quick effect, and I honestly don't think I could have done much else beyond that, just because I've been horribly misplaying this game, but what can you do? Our final replay is up against Vanquished Soul Canine. I once again get to go first, but they unfortunately have the Holly, so we get to go first. I'm going to go ahead and try to search out. They are going to Ash Blossom. I'm going to Abyss Shark. They're going to get into Azuna. Azuna's going to go ahead and summon Lupus. You know the Canine plays. Speaking of which, Canine Penguins, expect that video sometime soon. But for now, they're actually going to go into, not the negate, but the pop. So I'm just going to have to normal summon, go into the Coral Enemy, just hope to try to get something back, going to use the Succession, just trying to get into our number plays. They're still going off, you know, our turn and everything. We're going to special summon out our Crystal Shark, go into the Nap, because they have enough monsters for me to actually use the effect properly and do all of the, what I would call turn 2 sucking on turn 1. So I'm going to clear out the board. I honestly should have gotten rid of this instead of the Xyz, but this is just going to let them draw an additional card this turn as well, which, again, a bit of a mistake on my part. From here, they're going to go ahead and summon Rezo, just going to go ahead and pop the cards on the field. I'm going to special summon this back, gain a little bit of life points, but from here, I'm really just a sitting duck. I don't have any bits of interaction on the field. Holly Sue special summon itself back. Mad Love's going to go ahead and add, grab the field spell, and everything is not going well for me. They're going to go ahead and reduce the attack so that I can easily attack over it. Grab the big boy, bring back Holly Sue to the hand, because of course you want to keep that card in the hand, keep it in rotation. Destroy our Coral Enemy, go into rocks. Then we're going to go into our Spell Canceller with our Canine monsters, locking me out of spells, but it doesn't matter because they're going to their own Nash, using Sucking, grabbing Lupus back, Canine, Azuna. It's... you can see that I'm not in a good trade. But for whatever reason, they actually banish the first, so they can't actually end this turn. But I'm looking in the barrel of a couple of... a negate here, Holly Sue threatening to steal my monster, and a Nightmare Penguin is not going to do it. And that was the deck, and... wait, I lost 2 of those. Hold up, First Penguin is an amazing card for the deck. It really does boost the consistency of hands and makes a lot of otherwise really gunky hands really playable. Unfortunately, it doesn't fix some of the outstanding problems Penguin has. Now, if you watch those duels, you will see that my hand rapidly expends itself, while the opponent's hand just grows more and more. This has been a problem with Penguins for a while, and the fact that to get first search effect off, you do need to discard a monster, really builds into this idea that you just run out of resources really fast in Penguins. Now, it lets me use my resources to get into the exact kinds of hands I want. As you saw in a couple of those duels, I basically was able to get the full combo each time because of first existence. Now let's say in a hand where I open Gep. Instead of just going Gep, you know, Polar Penguin, No Penguin, Penguin Brave, pass, I can actually weave in first of the Penguins to go ahead and search in, you know, Abyss Shark, or even search out Squire, setting itself to be able to special summon it from hand. There are a lot more things you could do, like mid-combo as well, which helps, you know, raise the ceiling of the deck just a little bit, but again, does not touch on the fundamental problems Penguin has been having, which is with sort of keeping advantage and, most importantly, just card economy in hand. I have a whole video planned where I talk about some of the problems Penguin has overall, and the kind of cards I'd like to see Konami print to help fix these. That being said, some of the other things First Penguin facilitates in a non-traditional Penguin deck, that might help fix those problems. But again, this is just a regular Penguin deck I wanted to do to show off the card and kind of set the groundwork of where I'm going to be going with the Penguin deck from here on. Overall, First Penguin is a welcome addition to the family, and I adore them so much. Expect more videos in the near future. This has really reinvigorized my deck. Canine Penguins, Genesis Penguins, you name it, it's coming. But with that, that is it for the deck. Now I want to take a little bit of time here just to explain my absence. At the time of my last video, I had been getting off the back end of what I like to call my extended Penguin training arc, where I really tried to push Penguins in a lot of different directions, doing a lot of different things, just experimenting with the deck. And those problems that I mentioned before with the card economy and all of that, those issues really became a lot more apparent during that time, and it really made it kind of hard for me to work the deck where it didn't just kind of boil down to the same kind of deck with a little flair. Which, again, I feel like First Penguin is a good step in that direction, but I really hope Konami just gives us that little bit of support that we need to help patch up this gaping hole that this strategy has. And for a while there, I did lose a bit of motivation because of that sort of stagnation that the deck faced, and as I took that break, a lot of the other decks in the format just got better and better, so it's kind of extended that gap of where I need the deck to be and where the deck is. Now, again, First of the Penguins is a great first step, and I'm going to be using this, cooking with it, brewing with it, and trying to use that to make it just that much better, and try to bring back Penguins to where they belong. But yeah, I am really happy that we got some support, and expect 2026 to be a much better year for Penguins. Because 2025, this is it. But let's get back into the regular swing of things. Like if you like, subscribe if you want to see more. I am Nopenguin, finally back with the milk. Signing off.